Hey guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to show you a program that I just finished making. It's called PhantomComic. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Comic Ripper, this is kind of similar. Um, Essentially, what I did is I rewrote Comic Ripper from the ground up and rebranded it. So you could say it's a totally different program, but a lot of the code is the same. But this version, this Phantom Comic, is much more usable, and it has a lot more features. And so basically, what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to walk you through the process of using it. You know, adding a new comic, downloading that comic, and reading through it, and what have you. Um, so when you start up the program, you'll notice that there's this terminal off to the left. Now, if you close this at any point in time, this is going to terminate the program in its entirety. Um, right here, you'll see this is kind of not really a change log, but basically what's been added in the current version. So once I update the program, this will change. But for version 1, we have the download queue added, blah, 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 blah. This is really just here for those transitioning from Google Comic Ripper to Phantom Comic. Um, Now, this terminal is also where you're going to see all of your active downloads and stuff once you have those going. Um, Now you can move this around, you can minimize it, you can do whatever you want with it, but this needs to stay open so long as you want to use this program. Um, okay, so right here we have our comic library. These are all the comics that I have saved. Um, and say Anti-Venom, right? I could click here and I could delete it if I wanted to. I don't really want to though. I could open it, and this will open up a new form. It has the name of the comic up here. This is chapter selection, right? Um, you can either browse through here, or if this is too small, you can double click and then use the arrow keys while in full screen. And then to return, you just click it once more. And yeah, so let's add a new comic in Bombshells. This is the new DC Comics Bombshells. So you click on it after you search for whatever it is that you're searching for, and you see it brings us the cover art and a description of this comic. So what we'll do is we'll save, and then we'll go to the next page. DC Comics Bombshells, it's right here. We're going to download it. Now, you can do one of two things, right? Um, you can either just download the chapters individually, and you can download specific pages in that chapter, or uh, if you hit auto find pages, this will just ask you the chapter, and it'll automatically detect how many pages are in the comic, and it'll download one through how many ever pages. Um, or you can download multiple chapters at a time. So if I wanted to download chapters 1 through 3, I would put 1-3 download chapters, and it's going to start downloading them here. Now, if there's ever any issues with detection, or if maybe one of those chapters is not hosted, you will see a message box come up that says this, unable to detect pages, or this comic is not hosted, or whatever the case is. Sometimes the page detection is just a little off, and you can click it again, and it should, you know, if the comic and chapter is hosted, then you shouldn't have any issues. Um, but yeah, all right. So here off to the side, all of our downloads have been complete. We see chapter 1, pages 1 through 24 is done. 2, 1 through 23, 3 to 1 through 23. Green, successful, obviously. Red, if any of them had failed, they'd come up in red here. Um, so move that off to the side, and then we'll open it. And now, as you can see, we have Bombshells, the comic. But I don't plan on keeping this here. So what I'm going to do, actually before I delete that, I want to show you guys something. In the download comic, you'll notice this checkbox here. This is optimize page size. Basically what this is going to do is this is going to take the dimensions of your monitor and it will shrink the pages so that the dimensions of your monitor is the maximum. And so you really don't lose any quality by doing this, but in some cases the uh, file size for each of the pages is drastically decreased, and so you save space on your hard drive, which you download more comics, you do whatever. But that's basically how that works. Down here we have the it's kind of like a news bar, messages of the day, however you want to take it. Um, but this I'm going to try and update, every day or so with new comic news. Um, but here, let's see. If you like a comic, support it financially so it continue to run. This doesn't have a link behind it, but this next one should. Marvel announces Weapon X. If we click it, this takes us to Marvel announces Weapon X. Or Todd McFarlane would like to make Spawn and Batman 2. You can do that. So that is pretty much that. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any issues with the program or anything like that, you can feel free to message me, and hope to see you guys using the program. Take care.